All right, welcome everybody to the 5 Questions in My Basement podcast, where we ask 5 questions. Where?
In the basement.
In the basement. You gotta say my basement.
In my basement.
In my basement.
My basement.
Yeah, but like that's the whole name of the show.
Okay. Oh, fair enough, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta say like the my basement thing.
In my basement.
Okay, that's all right. We'll get into it anyways. I don't mind.
I'll just cut to me saying in my basement.
In my basement. Yeah, just
we'll let it go.
Okay,
it's Kevin.
So what's up, Kevin? You chilling out? Yeah, grab a seat, man.
We started the podcast. You can be in this one.
Grab a seat, my friend. So thank you guys all for settling in. Denzel, would you mind introducing yourself to the people watching and listening?
Yeah, my name's Denzel LeBLanc. I'm actually born in Ontario, but I moved here when I was 3. I didn't move here. My parents moved me here. I also run a podcast, which we'll obviously get into.
Question number 3.
Yeah, yeah, right. Your 5 questions. That's actually super. I like that. It's clever. It's right to the point. It's super easy to ask anyone 5 questions.
It flowy too.
Yeah, and because when I do mine, obviously we'll get into. I'll start an idea, and then for 45 minutes, it's a way over there, and then eventually it'll snake its way back or whatever. But I'm so bad at snowballing.
It's tough though. Like when you get into a meaningful conversation, it's really easy just to keep going and going, and then a little piece and you go up from there.
But that's why I never stop it though. Like people are like, "Oh, how long is it gonna be?" I'm like, "I don't know. Are you a good talker?" Or I can there's some episodes I've had that are hour and 45 minutes, but that's just because we chat. And then other people, they come in and they're like, it's like, okay, you know, a half hour, get the hell out. Get out. You're never coming back.
There's like a bit of both. You've been on Nick, you know Nic Bueno, right? I know we see you talking.
He's been on mine, yeah.
Yeah, that guy knows how to talk. Let me tell you.
He loves chatting too. He loves to talk. Yeah. And then the other kid, Ling or whatever his name is.
Kanan, yeah.
Kanan Ling or whatever.
Yeah.
I love chirping those guys. They're so much fun.
I know, yeah, they are.
They came on mine, and Bueno he gets so fired up and he starts to yell a little, and I'm like, dude, we're right here. Calm down. We're right here. Calm down. But I always joke around that like I'm their father of podcasting. I'm like, I'm so glad I can influence you guys and help you guys out and to start podcasting, and you have one, so bonus.
Yes. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. So like this brings us to question number 1, starting. So why and when did you start this podcast?
Okay, so I started it last summer. So that would have been 2017.
Yep.
I started my first full-time desk job. Like I'm a mechanical engineer. That's my education.
Okay.
So I started my first desk job. That was just a summer position. And I was so goddamn bored just because the office was quiet. There's no radio, no nothing on. People just like chatting. And I was ready to kill myself because it was so goddamn boring. Literally, like I would get up and go to the bathroom probably like 15 times a day just to separate my day.
Yeah.
So then I always wanted to start listening to podcasts, but I never really. All I knew was Joe Rogan, right? Everyone just knows Joe Rogan, right?
Joe Rogan's fucking dope, though.
Yeah, the guy's absolutely phenomenal. Like again, that's we'll get to that one again.
Yeah.
So then I just like Googled. I was like famous celebrity podcasts. I found so many good ones. So Rogan, I love the most because it depends what guest he has on. Like if I don't know who he is, then I'll Google it or just wait till he has. He's got 1,200 episodes. You're gonna find one you like, right?
Yeah.
The other one I really really liked was Chris Hardwick. If you watched the Talking Dead.
Oh, yeah, Chris Hardwick.
Yeah, so he has one, and he started the same time that Joe Rogan did, so they both have like 1,000 episodes ish.
Oh shit!
So his was really good because he did it like it was called The Nerdist. So
That's the name of a show.
Yeah, that was the name. It was like their broadcasting group, and then they all had branches off of it, but his was called The Nerdist. And the way he interviewed guests was really cool. Like he had Bryan Cranston on, but it wasn't just about Breaking Bad. It was about like all the nerdy shit he does outside of his movies, and
it adds like a personal touch to it.
Or like what kind of music he likes and all the background behind the scenes of Breaking Bad and stuff was really really cool. So I like that part of it. But yeah, now there's so many more. All I do is listen to podcasts. I don't even listen to music anymore.
Does this kind of like help you start?
Yeah, and then back to see what I mean. Yeah, so then I started listening to those ones, and then I thought, you know what, I could totally do this.
Yeah,
this isn't hard. And then at the time, I didn't know anyone who had a podcast. Everyone had a YouTube channel. Everyone did their fitness shit on Instagram, whatever, right? I was like, you know what? No one's got a podcast. I'm going to start one. So I Google it, bought a mic off of Amazon, had my shitty hunk of shit laptop this thing's so loud. If you go back to my first episodes, you can hear the humming of my laptop. It was so bad. Everyone's like, man, you got to get a new laptop. I'm like, yeah, but that's $2,000 I don't have right now, right? I should have just bought it, but... So then I asked my buddy, who's also my fitness coach at the time, was Albert Villagomez. I asked him, I was like, hey, like, let's start a fitness podcast. Because again, no one had one, right? So he's like, yeah, let's do it. Fire it up. So me and him did probably like 3 or 4 episodes together. Then it was just too busy trying to schedule 2 people plus a guest. Right. So when he's horrible for actually scheduling stuff, it was like Tuesday, no, Wednesday, no, this Tuesday, no. Like he never ever was available. So he eventually just said, hey man, just do it on your own if you want. Like, that's fine. I'm like, okay, so I will. So I did I think I got to 11 episodes. Then I took a break because I just didn't feel like doing it anymore.
Yeah, I was with Bueno when I looked at like the dates, and it kind of just like dropped off for a few months, and then you started up again.
Yeah, so it went from like almost a whole year, and then I started dating my girlfriend who's really into all this tech stuff and editing videos, and she's like the photography and whatever. And I was kind of like, hey, do you want to think I might start it up again? She's like, yeah, please. Like, I'm bored. I need something to edit and do.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, okay.
Oh my God, I feel that so
I was
much.
like, yeah. And especially when you like doing it, and there's no, like, you can't just be like, hey, make a video and I'll edit it for you.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So she was all aboard. She was ready to, like, she would sit there and like play, like handle the laptop and take pictures while they're doing all of it, right? So then I kind of started getting it all fired up again. So then I made a studio in my basement, I made a nice table, got all the equipment, got new mics.
Nice.
Yeah, so then it evolved from there. And now I did 34. I did my 34th episode this morning with a buddy.
Nice,
so
man.
yeah, it's
Congrats, man.
it's a blast. It's so much fun.
Yeah, just like who doesn't like to talk about about cool shit?
And this is and it's my form of like, because at the time, like, I brought mine back, and then 2 weeks later Bueno started his. That's when I started the fake feud. He was just ripping me off, which he still is, but so then I started that, my comeback, and then I was like, you know what, I can do YouTube, because she had her camera and she edited shit, and I was like, okay, easy. So I started doing YouTube too, which I've always wanted to do anyways. Mm-hmm. But everyone and their mom has a YouTube channel about weightlifting or whatever, right? So
there's
I was like,
there's an unlimited amount of weightlifters,
dude,
like
and
bodybuilders on YouTube, Instagram.
Yeah, like
and
I subscribe to this guy named Fillion Fit. Like,
oh yeah, okay.
He's pretty funny.
Yeah, and it's not like if you're really famous and making money at it, good. But
yeah.
I'm not probably gonna be making money off of a fitness channel anytime soon.
Like, you gotta be like super fucking jacked.
And two, like, you gotta have the balls to go in public and film your workout. I wasn't comfortable doing that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm at a gym now. I'm comfortable doing it because there's only like 15 members at it. It's a private gym, private powerlifting gym. So, and everyone records their stuff. So I'm not weird setting up a camera.
Is it Stronghold?
No, Midtown Barbell.
Okay.
It's not even. It's in Osborne. It's not even like. I think they're just gonna make a website soon.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So they're
Holy
super private. You remember McDole's? Did you ever hear about McDole's?
That was right by Donald.
Yeah, so
I
Midtown now. Midtown now is the old McDole's.
Really?
Same owner. They just wanted to kind of rebrand it, like how again.
Sure.
So yeah, then when I did my rebrand, actually, new logo. Tia made the Wesley Studios look like the Marvel Studios logo. Wesley's my middle name. So it was Wesley Studios. We kind of thought that was like Marvel's my thing. I'm a huge nerd, and
talk to this guy.
yeah, you saw the Avengers 4 trailer.
Oh yeah.
All right. It already completely changed all my theories I had before too. So I like the Wesley Studios. I got a artist in the city named Squid Art, I think his name is. He did my logo for me. So he took Deadpool flexing and then put my face on him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I got him to do that. He did a really good job. Then in my studio you saw the pictures and stuff. I got like Marvel wallpapers.
Yeah. So the Marvel stuff.
I got a samurai sword there, all a bunch of shit.
That's a dope little ornament. That samurai sword.
It's $30 on Amazon, man. Everything, everything you see there is pretty much from Amazon.
Yeah,
I love Amazon. That's all I ask. Great. All I ask, that's like the lights I'm gonna get are on Amazon.
Amazon's dangerous, man. They have that one click button to order.
And Prime,
it's dangerous.
And man. I have Student Prime. Like I gotta get rid of it, man. I order something on Monday. It's Wednesday morning. I have it.
Accidentally clicking to like the one click buy thing is like a heart attack.
You ever seen the meme where like this girl got drunken and she's like her phone froze and she's got like 75 of the same package. And then it just all showed up at her house at once because she had Prime and she took a picture. Oh god, that killed me. Yeah, it was envelopes. There's just a stack of 75 envelopes. So it's hilarious. Well, I'll try and find it after, but yeah, it's really good. It's so funny.
Okay, we got. That was a crazy long question. I see you.
That was good. That was good.
So, question number 2: who's your idol? Like, for fitness or for anything in general?
I have fitness idols, but they're harder to relate to because they're on such a level that I won't get to. And to be like you guys see in the city too, they're all so over the top. positive. I know that's you too, but you do it honestly.
You can have your own opinion.
But I just don't like telling it to you. You know what I mean?
That's fine.
We'll save that for my podcast the way you do it. But like, I think the people in the city, they're like, "Oh, Monday, time to get it. What are your goals today?" Like, shut up, you don't care. Like, so I think my real big idol is Chris D'Elia. If you know who Chris D'Elia is, he's a stand-up comedian. But there's still like, I listen to his podcast. The way he says things relates to me, not like because he's just such a normal guy, but he portrays that he's something else sometimes. Because as a stand-up comedian, like if you look at the guy looks like he talks like a surfer.
Right.
But just sometimes when he says things, it just hits me in the way he acts and the way he like roasts people on Twitter. It's like, man, I want to do all those things. That's how I want to be.
I want to roast people on Twitter too.
I'm starting to.
He had beef with like Logan Paul for a bit.
Yeah, and that's what I mean.
So
yeah.
funny.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
He just calls people out when they're doing stupid things, and I just love it because I have so many people on my social media that they're just so stupid that it's like, oh, someone needs to tell you you're being dumb.
Yeah.
So I started doing that. Yeah. People don't like it.
Your new podcast, calling out dumb shit.
I try to make different segments every once in a while. Like I tried Instagram questions, but I got 2 questions and one was from the host or the guest I had on. I'm like, well, this was a ginormous waste of time. So
man, I feel like if you started a podcast that was about like ripping people, I bet you a lot of people would watch that.
Yeah, and I wanted to, and I've done it a couple times. Like I made a tweet the other day that was if you put in your Instagram story a caption with this or mood, please delete your Instagram. Because it was just firing me up that day. It's just one of those days where it just kept building. I was like, you know what, screw it. So some girl replied, why? And I'm like, well, you're clearly guilty. Yeah. So then I put, because it's annoying. S apostrophe annoying.
Yes.
And she replied, well, then get off the internet. I'm just, nah. I won. She didn't reply. So I'll call that as a W for me.
That's a pretty big W.
Yeah, Chris D'Elia is obviously. So Chris D'Elia is probably one of my big idols. Steve-O has always been a really big hero too.
Yeah, Steve-O.
Not because of like the whole like drugs and rehab thing, but just the fact that he can turn his life around in such a positive way. He's a vegan. He adopts animals. The way he goes about his life is just so full of energy all the time.
Yeah,
so cool.
yeah.
So he got to start like doing skateboarding with Jack.
Yeah, and even just like just doing stupid things for magazines. And it's like, man, I want to do stupid things and make money off of it. So that's at the end of the day, like it's like,
hit up Johnny Knoxville, man, get like the Jackass.
You know what? Every once in a
What
while,
are they on now? Like
if
fourth movie,
they'll be their 4th one. Yeah, I don't know what.
Well, they released. Well, Johnny Knoxville released Action Point.
And, see, now they're doing more of those. Yeah. And then Steve-O's obviously doing his own thing with his YouTube. I know his YouTube makes him a ton of money.
And he appears on like podcasts and like other YouTubers.
Yeah, because everyone's trying to get him to start one. I would love it if he started one.
Yeah, that would be super interesting.
Just because he can have, again, just such a wider range of other guests he can ask. You know, just his whole drug tirade and.
I watched him and Johnny Knoxville on Hot Ones.
Yeah, see, that's really another one of my favorite shows. So that is going to be a segment I want to start too. Is doing Hot One challenges. So that'll be another part of my YouTube, cool, I think. There'll be another section on my YouTube for sure. Just because, again, it's just one more thing. And fuck, I love hot wings. So.
Working out while eating hot wings.
And that's kind of the funny part, too, because Michael B. Jordan, like Killmonger from Black Panther, he was on there, and he's like, man, I need a cheat meal. I'm like, yes, finally someone was like, oh, I shouldn't be eating this, but I'm gonna.
Yeah. I feel like most people know that wings aren't the best, but they're
delicious. But they're not terrible.
It depends how much sauce. It depends how much sauce. Yeah, chicken's not bad, but it depends how much sauce you're going. Yeah. Like dry wings would be healthier than.
But then that would just taste like shit.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Delicious.
I love. Where do I go?
Hot sauce makes you sweat. So.
You know, one of my things for my prep was it's called volcanic sauce.
Oh my god.
It was mustard, Frank's extra hot, and then cayenne pepper.
That's 0 calories.
Very good. 0 calories. So my food was so friggin' boring because I was dieting for my show. So I'd have 3 meals a day, turkey and vegetables 3 times a day. Dude. My breakfast was turkey and vegetables.
Turkey's like the worst meat.
It's my favorite. I could eat turkey all day.
Well, not turkey or
ground turkey.
Ground turkey is so good.
So then I would turn it into volcanic sauce. So like the cayenne pepper helps your metabolism. It speeds up your metabolism.
Really?
Because it's a natural thermogenic, so your body's kind of constantly burning calories, whether or not you're sweating or not, right?
Sweet.
So I added that on there, and that was just a bonus. But I love spicy food, man. Like I'd be like wiping my nose, and I'd be at work. I'm I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm
just
not
love
sick.
it.
Yeah, I'm not sick. I'm just dying. And yeah, it was
This food is so good.
Yeah, no, literally, man. Like I'm coughing and I'm like wiping my eyes and I'm just scarfing it down. And
Beautiful.
yeah. Oh, it was so good, man. And then yeah, but there is a point when you get too hot, but that was a comfortable warm hot.
Yeah.
Man, like I have sriracha all the time. I put it on
See,
everything.
I don't like
It just
sriracha.
invades
The
my
texture
Yo,
is like
Really?
the texture is.
I don't know.
I didn't
It's
like
just
it.
like
Never
other
got
hot
into
sauce
it.
I can't put on anything. Like it goes on everything. Like I put it on cake and I eat it. Like,
See, now that's me with Frank's though. Like I could drink Frank's.
really?
Oh yeah.
I
Really?
don't like it.
See, I like the vinegary where rather the
Oh, I'm not a big fan
sriracha.
of the vinegary.
The sriracha is more of a mayo-y paste, and I don't like the texture of that mayo-y paste.
Oh,
I'm a hot sauce guy.
I feel
I'm a
like it's
nerd.
pretty thin though. Like,
How
you
does
can-
hot sauce make you?
Yeah.
Okay, like you can mix it with
Oh,
ketchup though. and it's, like,
Connoisseur.
really good.
Everyone's got their
Connoisseur.
thing.
Oh,
Mine's
yeah.
hot
Oh,
sauce.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's two hot sauce suggestions. I
Hot
have.
sauce, yeah.
There's one called Valentina's, which is
Yeah,
really
I have
good.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's Aardvark something or other.
Oh yeah.
It's really
Okay.
good,
I
yeah.
had one. It's called Blue Top. What's the curry? Blue
Oh,
Top
and
curry.
blueberry
Yeah,
ghost pepper,
yeah.
sorry.
And
What is that?
and I sprayed on my food, and I didn't think it was hot because it said like 3 out of 5 on the pepper scale. I couldn't eat my food. I had to throw it out and start over. It was so goddamn hot. Yeah, I was
Holy shit.
upset. That was painful. That was a painful hot.
Have you guys ever
I-
seen those the man versus food challenges when they do like
Oh yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
guy-
Those
yeah,
are
yeah.
classics.
the guy? Yeah, the guy.
Was Adam or no Adam?
I can't remember his name. But
He had to like quit because it was like dangerous for his health. Or
Oh,
whatever.
100%.
Well, because he would
That
just
dude
he would
was
just
so
like
at it.
eat like the shittiest food and like not eat for like 2 days and then like eat
Yeah.
like the shittiest.
He
food.
said he worked out a lot too while he did it, but then like he was eating out he was eating like all the food challenges and stuff, but then he would go to the gym and then he would just felt like I'm in a rut. I think that's why he stopped, because he would work out and then just eat and then work out and then eat. So he was just doing this all the time rather
he
than
wasn't like progressing at all. Right?
no. He was eating out. He was working out literally just so he could go and afford the calories. So if he burned 1,000, he could eat 1,000. You know what I mean?
Do you think that he like stopped
Just body
because of the
purgatory.
because of the calories, or like do you think that like he actually went for it every challenge?
Oh, he 100% went for it, but I think that's not even good for you because like your stomach expands and shrinks, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So he's constantly doing this all the time because if
Right.
you fast for 2 days or whatever, right? And
Yeah.
there's no way eating a burger challenge like that once a week was even good for you.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
no
even
way.
fasting. Fasting's not that good for you either. Is it?
It works, but I'm too lazy.
Yeah.
I have to eat right thing first thing in the
Mhm.
morning. Otherwise I get a headache and I don't feel good. And
Well, yeah, you feel dizzy, you feel queasy.
yeah,
eh?
shitty. And plus, if you have coffee, that just makes it even worse because on an
Yeah.
empty stomach, caffeine kicks the shit out of you, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and literally kicks the shit.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
does hot sauce.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hot sauce does it.
Bring the
well.
baby wipes with hot sauce.
Hello,
Oh, yeah.
hello.
Hi.
Just watching, monitoring, make sure everything's okay. All right, let's move on to question number 3. Let's talk about your podcast. So we
Mhm.
talked about like why it started. So what exactly do you talk about? What's the theme?
So there isn't necessarily a theme. It's whatever guest I have on. So
You kind
this,
of tailor it to them.
yeah. So this morning I had my friend Casey, who was my coach for my powerlifting show,
Right.
and we just did a meet last weekend. So this morning was a meet recap. So we
Oh, I
talked
gotcha.
about what went right, what went wrong,
Yeah, yeah.
what we can improve on our off season things leading into our next prep.
Mhm.
The week before that, or the couple days before that, I had a guy named Brian Lataki on,
Okay.
and he has a podcast where he reviews movies. So
Ooh,
then we
that's
just
really
we
interesting.
just
I love
talked
those,
about
yeah.
we talked about his movie reviews, why he picks his movies, how his opinions formed, how he got started, blah blah stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So it all depends on what guest I have on, but usually it's someone fitness related is kind of where I like to hover because I'm good at it.
It's your
It-
it's your knowledge base. It's what you're
yeah.
passionate about. I got
So then I had one where like I did a UFC one because like Joe Rogan's got his fight companion. I wanted to try and do that.
yeah.
I don't know anything about UFC. I love UFC. Don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
a shit.
Really.
So I had him on and I just, who's this guy? Who's this guy? So that was a little harder, but I'm getting into it.
okay.
But it's I'm good enough at forming questions as like we're talking
Okay.
to move on to the next question or ask a question based on what he answered.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of why I try and make notes, but man, I vary all over the place when I'm making
Yeah.
notes.
I
so.
find with UFC or like like all the McGregor fights or whatever, like they're just absolutely playing into that marketing tactic.
They're so good. Like Dana White obviously is a genius at what he's doing.
Sure.
Because he advertises like Conor McGregor is the biggest fighter in the world as
Mm-hmm.
far as I'm concerned. Whether it's maybe not the most relevant right now because Khabib destroyed him.
Yeah.
But they market how they're perceived, right? So even like the Tyson Fury and goddamn, what's the other guy's name? Oh no, the boxing match this weekend. It was
Okay.
Tyson Fury and another big boxer. They're both like 27 and 37 and 0.
Mhm.
So they pegged it as who's going to lose, first one to lose, right?
Right.
But they ended up drawing, so they'll do a rematch. But
Oh yeah.
what was your question again?
Well, we actually started about your podcast.
Right,
You said
yeah.
UFC, and then we
Yeah,
started talking
sorry,
about
yeah, okay. But yeah, I want it to be kind of like how Joe Rogan runs his.
Okay.
So it depends on the guest. I got a buddy of mine, Eric Light, coming on. They're doing Remedy. Have you seen their Remedy Festival or something they're doing? It's a night. I'm not even 100% sure what it is. I'm sure if I showed you, you'd know.
Yeah.
But they're doing one. So they just said, hey, can I come on and like, can we talk about and advertise? And
Yeah.
absolutely. That's an episode for me. I get content out of it, right?
Right.
Plus, every episode's not going to hit home with everyone. I have some episodes that have 200 views on SoundCloud, and I have other episodes that have 30.
Right.
But that also could be more people are listening on Google Play and iTunes, which I don't know
Yeah, it could
views on
vary.
those. But I'm going to switch it soon to a website called Buzzsprout.
Okay.
So that one they'll upload for me. So I just send them the RSS feed that I have through
Right,
SoundCloud, and then
right.
they'll upload it for me. And then I can see the analytics on it all. So I
Okay,
know who's
that'll be
downloading.
nice,
I know
yeah,
who's listening. I know like stuff like that. But SoundCloud and YouTube are my favorite because I can see how many people actually
Sure,
listen.
yeah,
Right?
no, it's nice
Yeah.
to have little things. So do you air every what days do you do every week?
This week I had 2.
Oh,
So I
okay.
just did 2 this week. I'm so impatient with
Yeah, I feel you.
So like this morning, like I did one Thursday and Saturday. So
Mhm.
I did 2 episodes this week. But because I'm the only one on my team, I can do whatever I want.
Right.
Right. So if like how Bueno does his, there's 2 of them, so they just wait every Monday. See
Yeah,
me, I'm
yeah.
way too impatient to do that, and I'll just spit out the information as soon
Yeah,
as
yeah.
because like the way I do it is just a 1-click upload and it's done.
Yeah.
I do very little editing. I had a theme song, which I'm actually going to do a new one soon. One of my guests that came on is going to make me one.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah.
then I do a very short intro sometimes. Hey, this is what's going on today's episode. I have a sponsor who I'll shout out every
Who's on?
probably.
Yeah. Who's your? How'd you find? We're gonna look for some sponsors too.
You want to actually?
Existent skate shop.
Yeah, it actually just worked out that it was a buddy of mine who started a clothing line.
Oh,
Yo, that's me. That's actually.
Yeah. So what he does is he puts, it's not a clothing line. He puts logos on, so it's more like a graphic arts line. So he bought all the equipment. He made a website, the whole 9 yards. He does hockey jerseys, football jerseys, hats. He did my meat shirt that I had on.
Oh, yeah.
So I was just like, hey man, like I'll tell everyone about you if you just share my podcast. Like, yeah. So I tag him in it. I always put like at the intro, all his information's in my podcast bio, stuff like that.
Right.
The biggest part though, when I move forward and try and find more bigger sponsors that'll like give me discount codes or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I want to get my analytics so that they know how many people I'm actually reaching and I know what I'm worth.
Sure.
So it's just the business part of it, I guess, is with the little struggle part. But man, I've come to learn too, just send the email. If they say no or they don't reply, you're exactly
the
where you
worst
are. You
case
have nothing to
scenario if they
lose,
say no,
right?
yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's just free. It's free advertising for them.
Might as well. Yeah. I wouldn't mind.
So
I
yeah,
feel kind
like-
of cool getting
like-
a sponsor.
Well, right. And then my buddy, he's like, yeah, like if people mention you when they come, like if like they listen to my podcast, hey, like you do clothing, then he'll give them a small discount or try and hook them up, whatever, right? It's more friend for friend, like you're just helping a buddy out, right?
I got you. All right, moving on. Question numero 4. What is your fitness routine?
Oh God.
If you like the closest thing you can think. of.
Yeah. So I've had the
see where this is going.
I've had the same diet. I'll do my diet routine because that kind of works into it. I've had the same diet for
What's your diet?
16 weeks. So morning, if I woke up early enough, I'd have real breakfast, but I never wake up early enough.
Yeah.
So I have a cup of egg whites and then I put a gainer shake in there.
Okay.
So that's 600 or 700 calories and I can drink it on the way to work. So easy. Then I'll have a coffee at work. First meal is oatmeal with a banana and an apple in it. Lunch is whatever leftover I found, whatever I found in the fridge.
Mhm.
Then I have my protein cereal, which is a cup of cereal-ish, usually 2 cups. And then I'll have a protein shake in it rather than milk. I'll put protein in it.
Oh, okay.
So I get a salted caramel Lucky Charms is what
Right.
it was this week. And then after that is I'll have a snack before I work out, like a muffin or 2 or something. Then I'll have whatever's at home for dinner. And then probably another bowl of cereal before I go to bed.
Oh yeah.
I'm super lazy when it comes to my off-season diet, but with powerlifting now, I don't really have to diet. I just have to hit minimums.
Right.
So for me to put on muscle, I have to hit enough protein. I have to get enough carbs in. Sugars I try and avoid just because I get acne if I have too much sugar.
Oh yeah.
And that sucks, right? But as fitness routine, it's going to change up a little bit. I'll probably do a little bit more conditioning work. So that's like a little bit on the bike, stairs. I'll push the sled, tires,
Are you
ropes.
do some more bodybuilding work?
Yeah, so it's called power building. I think what I'm gonna do. I don't like that
I've heard of
term.
that.
I don't like the term, but you'll work like you'll like on Tuesday. I'm gonna go and do my legs, so it'll be squats. But it depends what bar I use because there's safety squat, spider squat, all bunch of them. But then it'll turn into more like an actual leg day rather than a powerlifting lower body day.
Okay.
So I'll do my squats, then I'll do hamstrings, calves, hammer out. We got tons of new machinery, so I'll have to try and figure out a lot of it, but hack squats, stuff like that. But it's only 4 days a week. Tuesday's my lower body squats. When Thursday is it'll turn into my upper chest day, so I'll do incline chest. Friday,
Shoulder press and shit on that day.
yeah, pressing movements. Then Friday will be my deadlift day, so that'll turn into my deadlift and back day, where before it was deadlift and like hamstrings.
Yeah.
Because my hamstrings are my weak and my quads are dominant. And then Sunday's my bench day, so that'll be another chest day.
Okay, gotcha. I'm super curious. What's your favorite day? If you had to pick between like shoulders, chest, back, arms, or legs.
Arms, you always feel the juiciest.
Sure. Or chest, I would say.
But arms you can power out in 20 minutes. Chest day I like, but I think it slowly turned into doing my deadlifts because I got to such a like 500 pounds. I never deadlifted before, and that felt really good.
I feel like a beast, hey?
Yeah, you just feel good after, like, and especially when you're like you have to dial in so much. Like I was sitting there quiet for like half an hour, just thinking about my lift, went and did it, and I was like, oh, well, that wasn't so bad. My body felt like hell after, but I mean, I felt good after it. Yeah. Like, mentally. But yeah, I think deadlift would be my favorite day, back day.
Yeah.
I always feel the best when I have a good lat pump and stuff too.
Sure. Yeah.
So do you like lift clean or do you just switch your grip?
So there's clean and jerk, which is this one where you start from the ground. I don't do that. I'm not I can't hold the weight like this. I have to but just over under, because you can't use straps. I use a belt, the lever belt. So now that I go into hypertrophy, it'll be probably 315 for maybe like 3 or 4 sets of 8 to 10. So hypertrophy is when you start to tear the muscle and fatigue. So that's like 12 to 15 sets, where before I was doing like 5 sets of 1. I would just lift it once and then wait 20 minutes and rest, do it again once. Now it'll be 4 or 5 sets of 15 to 20 just to get my muscles going. That's how you build strength. That's how you build size. And then again, just working on my accessory work will help my deadlifts and my squats and stuff more. Right. I'm still learning it all, but like it's so much more fun when you're not good at it and you start to learn the whole world of it. Where bodybuilding, I knew the insides and outs. I knew what exercises worked and what didn't work, what diets worked and what didn't work.
How'd you get your into it? Like, what gave you the interest?
I played football in high school for 1 year.
Me too, yeah.
I played my grade 12 year and I was like 130 pounds in high school. Then I started working out because they're like, in my head, I'm like, oh, I gotta be big, right? I didn't get big. I'm still trying to get big.
My main problem was, so I played football for 5 years. I played community ball for 4 and high school for 1. And I would during football, I'd go hard, I'd work out, I'd build muscle, but I would also eat like shit, so I'd build fat. So I'd have a lot of muscle underneath my fat.
And that's what but you played O-line or D-line probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had you had to be fat, right? That's what they are, right? Yeah. O-line a little bit more than D-line, but
football, fat's scary. If you see a fat guy, you're like, fuck.
But especially in the NFL, man, those fat guys, if they're 350 pounds, they can run arguably just as fast as I can.
Yeah.
They can lift 14 times my body weight, no questions, right? But I played corner, so I was a little bit more speed, more like the opposite the receiver. So then I started working out in football, trying to get big for football. Then hockey's my real passion, so I played 1 year at junior, but that was a disaster, so I quit. Then I just was like, well, I don't have a sport anymore. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just keep going to the gym. Then that turned into doing research on exercises. Then that turned into having body dysmorphia. And then that turned into wanting to just keep chasing, getting bigger and bigger and learning new things. And then eventually it turned into doing a show. That was last year. And then I did another one just this last March. And then I just did my powerlifting meet. So
interesting. Did you find that doing all the research, getting into lifting a lot, caused the body dysphoria?
I wouldn't say it's exactly what I have. I do have it. I'm in denial about it. It's like an addiction.
Anyway, I'm just asking. It's like a fucked up circle. I have it as well.
I'm not doing it because I hate my body, but if I can change it, I'm gonna try and change it.
So what is body dysmorphia?
So that's in a negative or positive way. Some people look at themselves like it's like bulimia. They think like they're way too skinny. There's a great movie about it on Netflix. I don't know what it's called, but they're so skinny that they think that like just having one mouthful of rice, they're gonna gain 15 pounds.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That's
so
like an extreme.
That's
end,
an
but-
extreme end. Yeah. So for me, I was just tired of being skinny. I don't like being skinny. I still consider myself skinny, but I know I'm not.
Yeah, it's
Like,
it's fucked up how it works. Yeah,
I always look at myself as like, oh, I can be bigger. I can be stronger. So I'm in it to as competitive. I want to be bigger and stronger than everyone, but I'm not outrageous about it. And I won't push my body to the limits of destruction and hurting
So
myself. And
is that more of like kind of a motivation thing?
yeah, I would be more along the lines of motivation because like I know I'm not skinny, but I know I'm not fat either. And I have the ability to change that.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's more like just part of my routine. If I think I'm getting a little too fluffy, well, then I'll just go change it, right? I add cardio, take all my carbs. But when you're starting off, it's only up from there too. Or especially like when you, like if you're going to the gym and you lose your first 5 pounds, you feel friggin' fantastic, right? That feels really good, right? So for me, going from 130 to I'm 205 right now.
Yeah.
So that's like, obviously I know I've done something. That's almost 80. That's like 70. That's like 70 pounds, right?
Yeah.
I know I'm not skinny, but in my head, I'm always like, I could be a little bigger. I'm comfortable now, but like, it's still a goal. To
It doesn't
always
just go
change
away.
it. No,
Yeah.
it gets better.
It gets better.
Yeah.
I've always been super heavy because football has like built my muscle.
Yeah.
So like I'm not the biggest guy. I definitely do have like too much fat. I do need to work on that. But like me right now, I weigh 235 pounds.
Mhm.
Like that's a lot of muscle in my leg.
Yeah,
I
oh
have
yeah.
a lot of power in my leg.
It's not all fat. It's just what your BMI is. And like my BMI is going to be lower than yours just because I'm like genetically, I'm just, my metabolism's better than yours. My muscle will grow a little bit better, but you can also change that.
Yeah,
You can work on changing it.
I definitely more. No, it's not. It just doesn't go. So I definitely just like it's like I'm definitely more like of a muscly guy. It's just I built the fat over top of it.
Because you're athletic. You played football. It's not like you're a
Yeah.
slob or anything,
Yeah.
right? Which is hard now that your interest is computers and not football, right?
That's why like
That's-
I need
that's
to
tough,
work
eh?
out.
Yeah. Oh, it's horrible, man. But yeah, I guess that's my routine.
That's good. Okay, I want to get a view of this for the fifth and final question. What does the future look like for Denzel LeBlanc? What does
Future
it
of
look like?
podcasting or just future of my life?
Future in your life.
Future
I
of my
wanna hear it.
life.
I want to
Oh,
hear
God.
it. Here we go. Huge
There's
suspense.
there's the ideal future where my podcast makes me millions of dollars.
Yes.
That's not ideal. That's not
Just
realistic.
a house in the Lambo combo. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but in the immediate future, I have my career now that I'm working at now. That stays pretty much the same. I guess get married and have a dog. I really want a dog.
Nice.
Yo.
Better than kids.
Kids will
true.
come eventually, but puppy first.
My opinion.
It's like a
Uh,
practice kid, right?
keep going my podcast. Keep growing my podcast. I'd like it eventually to make me money and get like to the point where like it
sustains your income.
everyone knows
Like
it. Like
sponsorships will eventually like pay you.
yeah, and that's kind of what I want to. But at that point, it's also based on what they want and not so much kind of what I want. But that's why if I can get like one I'm working on, Black Rifle Coffee.
Oh yeah.
I love their coffee's absolutely phenomenal. They're from the States. They work really close with the military and stuff, but one of their reps is from the city and I'm really good friends with him.
Oh yeah.
So he's going to come on my podcast in January, February-ish, but we're going to do a taste test of his coffees.
Oh nice.
that's
nice.
cool.
So it'll go on YouTube. It'll be the whole audio of us literally just drinking coffee for an hour.
Oh, nice.
And
Well, it's a nice relaxed one.
yeah, oh yeah. And I might get a little wiry towards the end, but
Probably.
I told
coffee.
I told him to bring a
it'll kick the
decaf
shit
for
out of
sure
you.
too. Oh yeah. But I asked him like, hey, like would they want to sponsor me? And he goes, oh, well, totally talk about it. So
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm trying to hopefully like they don't have to pay me, but just like my goal would be for them to give me samples or free coffee that I can give to my guests.
Oh, I
And then
gotcha.
you know, like you spring like how crack dealers will give you a little bit, and they hook
come
you,
back for more,
they
yeah.
bait you, right? So that's what I'm hoping will happen. But yeah, keep the podcast going.
I like my sponsors. Like I like my drug dealers.
Yeah, easy and ready to go. I've always wanted to try stand up too. I'd like to get into that eventually.
we had Julian Rowan on
Yeah,
today.
I have. I'm gonna contact him eventually. My brother is really big into comedy in the city.
Oh nice.
He just did his first paid gig actually. I think they gave him $20.
You want to shout him out?
Yeah, my brother Garrett. He does open mics at shit. Wee Johnny's and I think one other place, but I can't really remember. When I got that other Spencer Adamus,
Yeah.
he's coming on mine too.
Nice.
Does your brother have an Instagram? Because I kind of just did like that.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, because you're gonna do the whole YouTube edit.
Yeah.
I think it's Garrett LeBlanc Comedy.
You can give it to me.
Yeah, after. Okay, I'll find it after. Yeah, Garrett LeBlanc Comedy. All my podcasts are all Wesley Studios on SoundCloud, Google Play, iTunes, and hopefully YouTube. I uploaded it when I
Down
left.
with the description.
Yeah, it was uploading when I left, and it said 2 hours and 15 minutes. So I think by the time I get home, it should be about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So,
Perfect.
yeah, I went Christmas shopping before this.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I haven't done YouTube, and I finally got a new laptop. Thank God.
Finally, it probably would export faster. Hey.
Oh well, I was using my girlfriend's laptop, but when she's in school, I can't. Hey, I need to do a podcast tonight, and then she's like, "Well, I got to study tonight." Okay, I'll move it to tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's faster now. It works. I bought a MacBook, so it's pretty quick now.
MacBooks are pretty good with like editing software.
Yeah, when I bought it, I bought a refurbished one, but I got all the specs that I needed.
Yeah.
Which I don't know anything about. I just said, hey, this is what I'm doing, and they said, this is what you need. Okay, cool. Here's the visa.
Yeah, probably like a heftier graphics card, like some good RAM.
It was 16 gig RAM.
16 gig RAM. That's
Yeah,
nice.
that was fast quad core, whatever the hell that
Quad-core,
is.
that's 4-core.
Processor or something.
So that'd be like an Intel like
i7,
or something like that.
i7 or
Coffee
something. Like I said, I don't know what any of that means, but it works. So
yeah.
count me in.
I built my own computer.
You do, yeah. My brother's into that too. He does gaming. He does the whole Twitch streaming and stuff. That's one thing I'd like to get into too.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's super
Twitch
interesting.
streaming, yeah.
But I don't know how I would stream it other than like a webcam. I don't know how all that works.
So you would want to get like either a capture card or a capture software.
Oh,
And then it streams it to Twitch. Like usually they'll be like, "Hey, what's your Twitch?" And you can be like this. And you connect it.
okay.
And then you
Okay.
would, it connects to your Twitch and they stream your gameplay. You can add a webcam on there to have like.
Yeah,
stuff.
because I know that there's other podcasters. There's one called Your Mom's House.
Yeah.
With
heard
Tom
of that one.
Segura and his wife do it,
Yeah.
but they stream it on Twitch. But I've never watched it just because I very
And
rarely
it's
can I
really
sit
good.
down and watch something live when it's like other than sports and stuff. But
right.
yeah, I'd like to get into that eventually. But for now, I just want to keep growing my YouTube and eventually ads and stuff. But that's expensive. So
I like that.
like,
So
cause
did
I have
you-
that Instagram where like you can promote it,
Right.
but I'm gonna wait till I have better quality and then I can promote it better.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that with my clothing brand. I have the promo thing, and I'm like, oh, I want to
It's
do it.
$30 for I think it hits everyone for 24 hours.
Yeah.
But like that's $30
And for,
every
like,
episode. Like
a
that can.
whole week. It's for like a whole week for it to reach like 1 million people. It's like maybe like 150, I think.
See, that might be worth it though. $150
That's
to
what I
reach
was
a
thinking,
million
like,
people
I'm-
though.
Like,
Like,
it reaches 1 million people. People just scroll by that shit.
and that's
Yeah,
another
but
thing.
there's
Like,
there's ratios like where people they are interested. Like
you're
there's
paying
some
to,
people-
to beat the algorithm so you can be more productive on it,
Yeah.
right? You're paying
I gotcha.
Instagram to just be like, okay, we'll slide you in here,
you
right?
can you can also choose your audiences so that like you will have more interactivity with your audiences.
Yeah,
right?
so I have
You
an
can pick
app.
tags
I
too,
have an
yeah.
app on my phone. It's $1.50, but it goes and automatically likes and comments on photos
Oh yeah.
so that I'm reaching more people. But I set the hashtags I want to follow, so I got to redo it. But like for my bodybuilding one, it was fitness, men's physique, men's bodybuilding, all that stuff. I was like, it was liking and automatically commenting
Yeah.
on the people who hashtag those photos. I'd get like 30 or 40 followers in a night.
Oh yeah.
Like, mind you, 10 of those stayed because
Right.
I would never follow them back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
that's the thing,
But yeah, it works really well. But I just got to get a better one. There's ones on they sell online and stuff too that are like verified. Like they'll search your Twitter and have like it says like $300 you'll have 1,000 new followers, $500 you'll have 10,000 new followers.
Yeah.
But I don't feel good paying for my followers, but
Yeah, it's better to get them.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
the comments going and actually
Just
get real
actually
followers, right?
build my fame rather than just pay for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It's be more meaningful and be better for the long term, for sure.
Yeah, and then you have the people who actually watch your content. Like when you buy like stuff like that, they don't watch your
Yeah,
content.
and
you
then
just
like
get
even how many
followers.
people I see with like 10K followers and they get like 150 likes on their photo. It's
Yeah,
like, what
then
are
you're
the
like,
other
okay,
9,000
yeah.
people doing?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
well, a lot of
It's
people
all about
pay for the followers.
interactivity. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, followers doesn't mean it might mean shit for like the short term, like get a couple followers.
I know that like when you're looking for sponsors and stuff, they always ask like how many followers you have. So I know as a number it looks good, but then they see your activity on it. It's like, oh, okay, well,
Mhm.
I know, so I started my clothing brand, and like actually reaching it so that my followers went above my following for the first
Yeah,
time was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Even though it's like I have like 56 followers and 45 following, it was still like, wow, like that's like the first time this has happened. I'm glad that people are actually
When
following my
Bueno
stuff.
posted his about having 300 followers, I don't think I followed you at the time, but I made a screen video of me unfollowing his account. He's like, we have 300, and then I followed it. No, you have 299, bitch. Like, just to make fun
He's
of
probably
him.
pissed.
Oh, I
Is it
love
okay?
it. Oh,
Is it okay if I shout out my clothing brand real quick?
What was it?
Is it
Oh,
okay if
shout
I
it out.
shout out my clothing
Shout it
brand?
out, my man.
All right, so
Let's
if
hear
you
it.
guys want to follow me on at Existence Skate Shop, I do make clothes, and this summer we are dropping like. Right now we just print on shirts and like we have cool logos, but this summer I'll be dropping actually like made clothes, like some nice polos and some nice what are those like Hawaiian shirts kind
Oh
of
yeah,
vibes and
Hawaiian
stuff
Oh,
like that.
really?
And
Yeah.
actual skateboards that I'm gonna print myself.
Nice.
I love
So-
it.
Buy one of those.
follow.
Boom.
So definitely, sweet,
I wanna
thanks.
have at least
But yeah,
five
guys,
stacks
check
of
it
those.
out, and if you, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's a beautiful
Sweet.
shout out.
What were you
guys.
looking at there?
I probably
That's funny.
I'll
Okay,
cut that out. John. I'll
Denzel,
cut
I'm
that
gonna
out.
give you one chance. I'm gonna get this on video too. What?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you gotta get. This is the extra.
Okay.
adding,
all the time.
I'm adding-
Hey guys, Brett Bailey.
adding some
We're
extra
gonna hype it
pressure.
up, guys.
I-
Positive living. Let's go.
that's a pretty good. Making me there. Okay, I want to get one piece of advice.
One piece of
that you would
advice.
give- the best piece of advice you could give.
If you don't want to do something, don't do it. That bothers me so much. Like
Give me
other
give
people.
me an example.
What is an example? I don't know. Like if you want to post something on Instagram or you want to change your Instagram, change it. If you want to start a fitness page, you want to start a book page, you want to start an overly preppy, positive Brett Bailey account, do it. That's one thing I've always like. If you think it's cool, just do it.
Hell yeah.
I've always like, cause me, like I started my podcast. Do 15 people listen to it? I don't know, maybe, but I'm gonna keep doing it. It just makes me happy. Do whatever makes you happy.
I love it.
Boom.
That's good. I love that.
That's great.
That's good advice.
That's really great advice. That's a.
That's one thing I learned. Like, if I want to post something because it makes me laugh and it makes no one else laugh, well, then that's their problem. But
Yeah, sure.
but I always try and make other people laugh.
Exactly. That's why I make clothes that I like. Like even if people like pick up on it, they'd be like, "Hey, I do like your designs," but I make clothes that I would want.
But again, like when I talked about Chris D'Elia, he said something that was he said he only does things like he never drinks, he never smokes, he doesn't do drugs. He only doesn't do those because he doesn't feel like he needs to do it. But until the day comes, it's like, oh, I kind of regret not doing that. Then he'll go do it.
Oh yeah.
It's like if you don't like, if he just does shit that he wants to do, like
Right.
if he wears goofy shoes, it's because he freaking loves his goofy shoes.
Yeah.
And that's why I like him
That's
so
super.
much.
It's
Yeah,
like
I appreciate.
It's such
your
an
thinking.
easy concept, but when you hear someone else say it, it's like, oh yeah, okay, I'll just do that.
it's actually pretty inspiring to see people like just doing what the fuck they want, right? And it's pretty. It fascinates me that most people actually give a fuck what other people think and like wouldn't wear the clown shoes that Chris would wear, right?
And to the like, I'm also like, a little self-conscious about like if I wear something new that I'm not used to wearing or whatever. But then like
Like
it's
my
like,
clothes.
but then it's like. Dude, who cares? Just wear it. It's like,
Yeah.
but then you also have to own it. If you go out in public, and you're like, oh, I don't know if I look good. It's like, no, frick off. You look great.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because like as soon as you think it's weird, it's weird.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. So you have to kind of own it. Like, especially my podcast and my YouTube and everything. It's like, am I doing it too much? Who gives a shit? Just
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I always try and live by.
I don't want to.
If it makes me happy, I'm just gonna do it. I don't care.
I don't want to downplay it either because like I've had my insecurities and I still do, and it's tough to get over shit like that.
Mhm.
But like at a certain point, you just kind of got to realize that like you're gonna die one
You
day.
have to own it too.
And just like what, like who the fuck cares? Like just
Yeah.
just live your life and be happy, man.
It's a really,
Exactly,
really hard
exactly.
concept to be like, who gives a shit when obviously people do give a shit. But at the same time, it's like, whatever, they have the same thing.
Yeah, like
they're gonna
anyone
do
who
the
like
exact same.
anyone who's judging you
Yeah.
has their own insecurities too. It's
Oh,
not like they're,
100%,
you know,
yeah.
probably they especially have their own insecurities.
I always try and be the nicest guy ever too, anyways. So when I
Yeah.
do things, it's like if I see someone else doing what I'm trying to do, I'll be like, okay, you know what, that's not for me, but I'll still follow and support it or whatever,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Like that Facebook page you started.
Positivity.
I joined it. Am I
Yeah.
gonna participate or anything in it? No, but it helps your numbers, right? If
Sure.
one more member to join, am I gonna read most of the things? I don't know, maybe.
We'll see.
But yeah, it's just
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I'll like that's like how like people on Twitter they'll favorite my tweets and stuff. It's like, but guys, I need you to retweet them. It does nothing
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely no. It's 30 seconds to hit a button.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then 24 hours, no one remembers you did it anyways,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. But it's always just trying to be supportive and help other people.
That's what it's about. I know
It's
most
definitely what it's all about. Yeah.
most of the joy people get in the long run is from helping other people and giving. So
And especially when I have guests on too, like it helps them broadcast what they're doing too. Like I had a couple musicians, I'm like, I'll always retweet their stuff. Because what if I retweet it and I have some guy who's a band manager following me from somewhere else and he notices them, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
It's who knows the opportunities
Sure,
you can have.
sure.
You like when Bueno had Peter Takis on.
Oh yeah, okay.
I don't know if you listened to the episode or not, but like he was at a Chance the Rapper concert. I think that's who it
Yeah.
was, and he just gave him one of his shirts, and then that guy wore it to like some awards show on national TV. And now everyone happened to see what he was wearing.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, like that's so
That's
cool.
crazy.
Like I just need one person to listen to my podcast and
Yeah.
then uphill from there, right? Or comedy, one person reads it, your Instagram or your Facebook Live or the IGTVs.
yeah.
One guy watches it and it's like, yeah, let's have him on. All of a sudden
Right.
now you've got like a whole YouTube channel, their TV show about it, right? You know what I
Mhm,
mean?
mhm.
Like it's all just about, well, it's also getting lucky too, but you have to put the work
Yeah,
in.
but you can kind of create your own serendipity. It's kind of like what you put out there, and you definitely get a lot of that shit back.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Especially when you're as positive as you are, right?
Fuck yeah.
You want to help people, people want to help you.
Yeah, sure, man. I mean, like when you're like, I just try to give as much as I can because like, not to get anything back in return, but like I know I'm gonna
Just
get
out
shit
of the
back in
goodness of
return.
your heart.
Yeah,
like,
man,
You,
like,
you just
if-
feel
if-
you feel
I just
good.
believe
Yeah.
in like good karma. It's so fucking fun
Mhm.
to give to people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no big secret. I don't think to being happy or being successful. I think you just gotta.
Everyone creates their own version of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's actually a whole other topic.
Because like everyone's always like, oh, that homeless guy must be miserable. But I've seen one playing with his dog. Like he's having an absolute
Yeah,
blast.
exactly.
Yeah, he's homeless and has no money, but he's playing
Uh-huh.
with his dog. I do the same thing at home.
It's
Yeah.
about perspective, right?
Yeah, it's all perspective, right? Like people think my podcast is stupid. Well, I think they're stupid. And
Yeah.
I like doing it. You know what I mean? Like
It's all perspective. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
stupid. Yeah, I there was this guy from Sierra Leone. He went home to visit his family. There's these kids with like just shit like no plumbing, actually, just shit clothes, all raggedy. But they're playing in a field playing soccer with the biggest smiles on their faces, so happy
Mhm.
to come home and just like not eat or like have like a small little meal, and like we're out here complaining about like fucking shitty Wi-Fi.
yeah.
It's
Well,
fucked,
I
it's
have
fucked up.
I don't even have service in your
There's no
basement.
service in
I'm
your-
about to
God damn
leave.
See what I'm saying? Like
No,
no, I know. But like I've complained about shit Wi-Fi before too, but like
But that's our perspective.
Mhm,
That
exactly.
Wi-Fi
It's
is
all
a big
perspective.
issue in our life,
Exactly.
right? There's starving kids in Africa. It's like, yeah, I'm not a starving kid in Africa.
I
I don't have to.
It's
I
a-
literally
it's a-
don't have to worry about food. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
it's all
"Mom,
perspective.
there's nothing in the fridge. It's well, then go shopping. Fine. I understand people don't have that, but this is my problem in
It's-
my life,
yeah.
right?
It's
That's
tough
the-
to imagine.
That's the exact same thing. It's like, right, they have their own problems, and yes, they can be worse, but you've never experienced that, so you don't know what it feels like. So all of our problems, I feel like everybody's worst problem is the worst problem because they haven't experienced anything lower than it, right?
One thing I always try to do too. Someone else said it. I don't remember who said this, but when someone asks you, oh, how's it going? And everyone's probably like, oh, it's good. I always try and be a little bit more vivid when I'm
Yeah.
saying that because it's like, oh, how's it going? Today's all right day. Today's a good day. Yesterday wasn't a good day.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are like, okay, that's really open. I don't fucking know who you are. Like, I just work here. Leave me alone.
I
But-
respect it. I respect the shit out of that. I
Yeah.
fucking hate those. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
all right.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
are
what
you
the
are
fuck?
you trying to get me to open up to you?
Yeah,
Like,
it's yeah,
Or-
or just like the hey, how are you? Good.
Hey-
How are you? Good, and that's it.
Like, or
that,
hey,
that
hey,
doesn't
what's,
mean shit.
hey, what's going on? You know what? I woke up today. Good day.
Yeah,
right? Or
yeah.
I got out of bed today and I came to shop here. I'm having a great time.
Just like something interesting. So I don't know.
I heard one guy was like, I'm living someone's dream. Like that made me laugh too.
That's interesting. I
was
like that.
I was like, that was a really cool perspective, a way to say
Yeah.
it. I'm like, it's a
Again,
little
back to the perspective thing, right? Yeah.
I'm living somebody's
That's
dream.
interesting. And I don't think like it's not a bad thing if you complain about shitty Wi-Fi, but I do think that if you are conscious of that perspective, that could make you a lot fucking happy.
You know what bugs me too? People are always like, man, you're on your phone a lot. Because I like my phone.
Yeah.
I spend $100 on it a month. I'm gonna use the shit out of it. I like Instagram.
Pay
I
your
love
money's
Twitter.
worth. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like the baby boomers who are like, nobody socializes with their phones. It's like, have you seen the pictures of everybody reading their fucking
My
newspapers on
girl-
their
my-
phones?
my-
Like, nobody's
It's
talking.
like, I'm not going to go up to a random
It's
stranger on the
human
street and, hey,
nature.
tell me
My
about your
girlfriend's
life."
the worst for it. Like, we'll just be watching TV and I'll be on my phone. What are you doing on your phone? I don't know. I'm playing Instagram. I also have a golf game I like to play.
I don't like the show, man.
And then it's really quiet and you'll just hear birdie. Like, she's like, you're not paying attention to me. It's like, we're watching TV. It's your show. I don't.
Yeah.
We're third season in. I don't even know who's that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'll take too long to explain. Exactly. Then let me play my video games. Leave me alone.
Throwing some shots out here.
Oh.
Hopefully, what if your girl's watching?
Just
Good.
take
I
your
hope she
girlfriend
does. One of my stand-up. I actually wrote 3 jokes the other night for stand-up, and I roast her in one of them. She's a lazy vegan, which means she's a vegetarian. She's a vegetarian. Yeah, when it's in her convenience. But I always just joke around that, like, man, I can't believe vegans can survive on pizza and potatoes. It blows my mind that they can just survive on pizza.
Yeah,
because pizza's vegan or vegetarian.
Yeah.
Vegan cheese tastes like dirt. It's so bad.
Yeah.
But no, I love ripping her apart. I love her though. She's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
For whatever
I
reason.
mean, that's
I
like
do.
if it's like your guys' dynamic, that's chill as fuck.
Yeah, well, and then plus, like, at the time, she was doing all the management for my podcast. So it was nice that, like, I was the face of the operation and she was the brains of the operation.
Right.
Now we have
Brains
my
of the brawn.
shitty brains in the operation trying to figure out YouTube.
Trying to figure out
and-
iMovie. What the fuck are you doing?
iMovie's not bad because a lot of it's just click and drag, but GarageBand was the tricky
was the
one.
one,
Yeah,
yeah.
because like man, my search history on everything is like starting a podcast, entering 2 mics with USB. Then I type, but I finally have it down to like a science that works.
Yeah.
now,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, once you get your own flow going.
The only
it's
thing I
easy,
don't
right?
know how to do is one voice is in the left ear and the other voice is in the right ear.
That's weird.
I don't know how to edit that or set that or
um,
change that.
I don't know if you can do GarageBand, but you can choose left and right like stereo sound.
Yeah,
And you can drag them into 2 different audio channels.
yeah.
But sometimes that can be weird for the listener. Like they sometimes
Because
it's
someone
a
gets like,
little bit
oh, like one guy
distracting.
messaged me, he's like, man, like you're really, really quiet. I'm like, what ear are you listening out of?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, the right one. I'm like, okay, put them both in. Oh, okay, never mind. Now we're good. But whatever. Most people don't listen. If you can hear it because the way the mics are set up, they're dynamic, so they pick up the room rather than just the voice.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
So when you're talking to one, the other one picks it up a little bit, so you can manage it. But most people
Yeah,
listen in their
if
car
you-
with both headphones on, anyways.
Yeah, if you match the audios, then it's usually fine.
Again, I'm too lazy, man. I have more than enough time in the world, but I just bought that new Spyro game,
Yo,
and that is
okay,
taking
yeah,
up
yeah.
100% of my
The
time.
Spyro remasters. Ooh.
They're coming off the Crash Bandicoot Racing too. Like my
Oh, I saw
You got
that.
you got DM from.
Smash Bros. I never got into
My
though.
life is gonna die.
it's so
Like,
I don't know if you want to wrap it up or whatever, but this is the part I love about podcasting.
Yeah.
it's just talking shit forever.
Okay, well, if we're gonna end it, let's end it with this meal here.
Try
Wait,
this.
actually, I
It's
got
gonna be
one more
how-
question.
Wait, what was that, Tom?
I got a buddy that asked, like, do you know a guy named Aiden Hester?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. How do you, you know him?
Fuck that kid.
How do you know him?
That's our buddy.
From my gym.
Oh, you
Yeah.
let's go.
That's crazy.
We call him Sunshine.
That's so.
That's
Why?
right.
What? Yeah. Why do you call
I'll
him
talk to
Sunshine?
Aiden about that. That's
'Cause,
we'll talk to him.
Sunshine from Friday Night Lights or Remember the Titans. There's a character that looks like him, and his name's
he's like the
Sunshine.
long hair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I
yeah.
think he trimmed it
Oh my
now.
God. Holy
Yeah,
fuck.
I know Aiden. Yeah. We're good buddies.
That's cool.
My
So
boy.
I call him
That's
a
my boy.
clout bitch
Oh.
because he's always like trying to wear like Supreme and stuff like
That's-
that.
that's
Yeah,
alright.
He's got some pretty sick Supreme wear. He just recently sold like the
yeah, I saw
the
that. yeah.
Akira Supreme stuff, and I was like, oh my god.
Well, I messaged him like, "How much for that shirt?" He's like, "You won't fit it." I'm like, "Yeah, you're goddamn right, I won't fit it." But oh yeah, Aiden's a great guy. I love Aiden.
I mean,
That's the
us
thing-
too.
Yeah, we all went to high school.
Cold bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are all super young. Hey, I forgot about that.
How old are you?
We're all
I'm
like-
20. I'm turning 25.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
most
Yeah.
of us are 18. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 18. Yeah, we're gonna count
Or
that.
I'll be
Whatever.
17 like 2 months.
Oh my god, you guys
Yeah,
were born in
Kevin's just
2000s.
weird.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the cutoff for millennials? Am I out yet?
No, you're a millennial.
What is it? 90 to 2000?
No, I think it's 8. Also 8.
80?
Mid
No,
80s.
85?
It,
Oh, is
honestly,
it?
depends
I was
on who
gonna
you
I was
ask.
gonna give it 85 to 99.
Yeah,
as
that's what
millennial.
it
Yeah.
says.
That's what I was gonna give it. That
What's
that
after two?
like 2000, like
After
7
2000.
Gen Z,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Gen Z, but Gen Z's are. a bunch
you
of
guys are
bastards,
dumb,
fuck
yeah.
up. I play Fortnite.
Oh god, I can't stand. I tried it. I tried to give Fortnite a try, and I just
No, fuck
Was
that.
it for you?
I just couldn't do
I
it.
bought the
yeah.
battle pass once when I was drunk, and I was like,
When I did my cardio for my bodybuilding show, I bought one of those spin bikes for my house,
yeah,
and then I bought an
Oh, yeah.
Xbox so I could play video games while I did cardio.
that's
That's
sick,
dope.
actually.
It makes it go by way faster.
It's a little harder because when you're going like this, you're not like you're kind of leaning sometimes. But I don't know. I just played online. I just played campaign. I don't really do online very much.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, if you just play single player games, if you play Fallout, any of those games.
Never played Fallout.
Honestly, I would give them a try.
I want to get Red. I want to get Red Dead too. I've heard
Red
that.
Dead
Game's
2?
fun. I heard that
Okay,
game.
yeah.
I heard that game's insane.
See, this is all
The-
our territory here.
It's the open world and stuff. I've heard
so
it's just
like
insane.
it's so
yeah.
detailed. Like if you overuse like hair gel, your character starts balding.
Well, I heard like you have to
That's
shower.
crazy.
him,
You have to
like,
shower.
like, feed and
It's
eat
so-
and stuff.
like,
It's yeah, or like
the animal and peeling
he-
off its skin.
punch that unicorn and then the bear eats him. Like, come on, like what the fuck is going on? Yeah, I've watched YouTube videos. I just watch like open world YouTube videos, but then I end up on like I did a YouTube thing the other night. The wormhole you get trapped in. So I
Yeah.
started watching
You
a
get deep
Rogan.
into
I
YouTube,
started
you get
watching
deep.
a Rogan.
Yeah.
Then the suggested video was world's giant shark. So I clicked on that, obviously. Then it was
fair enough. Yeah, that's
then it turned into watch this ant eat a frog. So then I typed in that, and then I turned into one other thing. Then I started watching open world.
Yeah, it's
gameplay
messed
of-
up. Like, remember when we were young, we were watching YouTube. Like, we'd start with like PewDiePie Let's Plays, and we'd have like 9/11 videos.
What was the controversy with the
That's fucking crazy.
PewDiePie?
He wasn't
He-
in Rewind.
He said the N word also a while ago.
Oh,
On stream, he called.
no! Oh
But
no!
then Wall Street Journal was like, "Oh my God, he's a Nazi. He's the worst human being ever." It's like,
But man, when it
my
comes to, like,
Lord.
Streaming and stuff, he's like the one. He's like
Your
the dude, eh?
president's a literal
yeah.
You know who that
that's
is,
what I've
eh?
heard, yeah,
Literally
yeah. I've
fuck.
heard of him. Yeah.
His dad was the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan or something.
Yeah, I don't watch many like those
Grand Wizard.
YouTubers and stuff other than like Rogan and podcasts and stuff. That's
Do you
all
ever
I
watch
really
Bill
watch.
Burr's podcast?
I don't watch his, but I have listened to a couple episodes.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, I see clips. I like when his wife's on. It's really funny.
Dalia is my favorite. Congratulations. His is really good if you just want to
Oh,
just
yeah.
if you're killing an hour, it's just him talking. You're not learning anything, you're just listening to him goof around.
Yeah.
But the one episode you should listen to of Joe Rogan was the guy he just had on,
Who's that?
Jordan Peterson.
Oh, I've listened to that one. Yeah.
He's some crazy motivational guy. It made me think
He-
of you when I saw he was
Thank
on.
you. Yeah, he's a psychologist.
And
He's
he does
gotten
like
super
runs
popular.
marathons and stuff. Like he ran like 8 marathons in 8 days, so he ran like 800 miles or
That's
something like that.
fucked up.
Yeah, something insane like that.
That is so fucked up.
Are we gonna try this now? Are we gonna eat this?
Yeah, let's try
Let's
this.
try these kitchen.
Okay,
Let's try these
there's-
kitchen
there's
sponges.
5 left. Who's hopping? You want one?
Yeah, sure. I'll eat one too.
Shout out to Taudo.
What
Tao.
is this?
Dude, I have no idea, man.
I'm eating a kitchen sponge.
Probably just like
I use this to
coconut.
wash my dishes. Huh?
Tastes like kitchen sponge.
No.
No, it's not that bad. No.
That's interesting.
Coconut.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, is that what that hint is?
That's coconut. It sounds like sunscreen.
It's like sunscreen? Why would you eat sunscreen?
I don't know why I'm eating
When you're a
sunscreen.
kid, you're dumb.
Protect the body from the inside out.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you open your mouth, the sun gets in. What are you gonna do,
I
right?
don't want sun going into my stomach.
This isn't horrible, but I probably wouldn't eat it again.
We won't tell Tao that. Don't worry.
You'll tell her I like it, and the next
Oh,
time I
you
come
tell.
over, I get a box of them. These kind of look like they never expire. Like these,
Well, like
the
from
shelf
the
life
Twinkies.
is.
of Vietnam.
Yeah, the Twinkies.
Vietnamese Twinkies.
Oh, that's so funny. That's good.
That's really interesting.
That's pretty good. All right, well, that is a great way to end the show here. Denzel, thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely, man.
I appreciate it, man. It was a pretty nice talk. It was a
Yeah, I
fun
had
talk.
fun talking.
When
to
does
you,
this
man.
come out?
This one's gonna be airing in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks. Yep. This is episode 2, and thank you guys, everyone, all the viewers, the listeners, everyone behind me, beside me. I appreciate you guys making this happen. We will see you next time.